And most importantly for most of you that are interested in this, really high quality supply. So let's talk about what that actually is. We have search, which I'll get into, contextual based search. We are launching and have actually just recently launched a native offering with a partnership with our friends at MSN. I'll touch on that a little bit. And then in Q1, we'll be getting into some interesting parts of display. One of the things that I want to do at the company is make sure that we're bringing truly unique solutions to market, something that differentiates us so we're not wasting your time. So we're not going to be an exchange, we're not going to be a DSP, we're never going to do that. We're going to make sure that we find some unique pockets of supply, couple it with some unique technology and controls, and then we'll bring that offering to market. So one of our first partners is a company called Media.net. Some of you, or many of you, probably don't know who they are. They have quietly become, in a nutshell, they are the largest search SSP in the world after AdSense. It is by far and away the largest pool of publisher traffic outside of the major engines. So we have signed an exclusive deal with them where now for the first time, you as advertisers can actually buy direct through us into this supply pool. What does it consist of? Basically, some of the top publisher sites in the US and worldwide, high quality traffic that goes through implementations that I'm going to show you, but Elle, Hearst, Road and Track, Esquire, you can read them yourself, right? But it's the cream of the crop of what is available outside of the engines. Very, very high quality. TQ scores a 7+, in some cases 10. You guys probably know what TQ is. So very high quality supply, and again, as I mentioned, a lot of it. So not to waste anybody's time, but we're not talking about a little bit of traffic, we're talking about a lot. Like, so some sample verticals here, you can see across autos, 17 million quarterly searches, translating into 8 million plus actual clicks to advertiser sites, average CPC, $1.43, competitive pricing. You can look at these categories. So autos, I know there's a couple folks in the autos brands that are here. We've talked to health, massive category for us, particularly through the WebMD partnership and some others. Telco, Verizon, where are you at? Just back there you go. There's 11,000 clicks on plans and phones available, or at least searches that turn into clicks. So very performance driven, and then it actually gets down to a keyword level. So this is another example. Trucks and SUVs, there are almost 3 million searches quarterly in the network across those sites. Road and Track, autos, drivers, Forbes, etc. that deliver out of, again, a very effective CPC, and we've seen some really good performance from our advertisers. So that's just to give you a quick snapshot of the opportunity size and some of the competitive stuff. So this is where it gets fun. We'll show you what the ads actually look like and what we're talking about. So this is an implementation. I think this is on Road and Track. As you're scrolling through content.
Let me give you this since you're turning this way. And then,
yeah, okay. So Road and Track, as you're scrolling through an article, I think this was about the latest car releases or something. So it's going to basically take all the contextual signals that the engine knows about. It's going to provide some relevant additional search or additional information prompts. A user's going to click on that. So in this case, they click on auto insurance, and it's going to drive then to a SERP where your ad is then shown. So a couple things about this, what we call a two-click model, that I think is very beneficial. As folks were talking about on the panel yesterday, brand safety, how do you have control, quality control. This is how we derive intent. This is not a paid experience, right? So no advertiser gets charged on the first click. Your ad also then doesn't appear directly on the page with the content. It's on a clean, separate page. That's a search results page. That's where your ad is. And then as a user who is highly qualified, because they've basically given you two signals, they've clicked once on the topic and second on your ad, they're very interested in what you're actually doing, right? You get rid of all the fat finger, thumbs, all of that goes out the window. There's no, you're not paying for that, so it's very efficient. We see very high CTRs, on average about 40%, which is crazy, on those ads, and very high conversion rates as a result. So this is fun. We'll get to the interactive part of the deck. So everybody's talking about some really cool technology. I think it was voice search, some things like that. So my friends at LiveRamp, who sponsored that dinner last night, came up with this cool device, this little interactive IoT. I don't know if anybody talked about IoT today. So IoT device, you put it on, and it collects data for you. Try and get this on. It's a little small. I think they might have sized this for John, who's tiny in all respects.
It's my glove, dude.
Okay, all right, there we go. Whew. All right. So, again, another example on mobile. Scrolling through an article, content, this was Good Housekeeping. You're looking for apple pie recipes, you click on healthy breakfast, there's going to be another relevant example, maybe trendy dresses for older women, you click on that, you get your SERP, there you go, and when you click on that, you'll drive to the landing page of the advertiser. Right, so that's essentially the experience. Now I'm going to take this glove off. Now, the data that was collected from LiveRamp, it's really interesting. If you tweet at David Rifkin, hashtag free OJ, free data, they will waive for a whole year all their CPM fees. True, for the first 50 clients. Roz, didn't you already sign up for that? Yeah, all right. So anyway, hashtag free OJ, free data at David Rifkin. Okay, so a couple things that we actually, back to the actual Prezzo, a couple things that we do and we differentiate. So we allow more targeting and control. That really is our value prop beyond the supply, is a way to get into this network of supply and really slice and dice it the way you want. We can set up private marketplaces, meaning if you want to just deal with these 5 sites, we can set up a direct auction, price it, and have it just run on those sites. You can white label, not just black label or blacklist. You can do OS targeting, you can do a run a network buy. There's a lot of controls and bells and whistles in the system, and that's really what we feel is going to leverage the best performance for advertisers and agencies. We have a console. If you've ever been in AdWords, you'll be able to do this in about 30 seconds. It's very similar, so we won't take a ton of time on that, but if you want a demo, let us know. So available now, basically everything you want, bid adjustments, targeting, controls, it's sort of fully robust. A couple things that are coming, we're 3 months old, so you have to give us a little bit of slack. There's still some things we're building, but we're going to be doing first-party data segments, audience segments, remarketing signals, zip code targeting down, past DMA, etc. So a lot of that is coming. John's giving me the wrap it up. So the last thing, we also have another partnership, as I mentioned, with MSN. So through us, we have the opportunity to present to our clients a direct buy of MSN's homepage, their native placements in the info pane, and what they call the river unit, both highly visible above the fold, 100% share of voice, takeovers. You can buy it in day parts, 3 day parts during the day. In terms of volume, you can see here there's about 25 million daily impressions, per day part. And we also have the same thing available on the new Microsoft Edge browser, which is the startup native unit in the info pane. Similarly, you can buy full or half day through us, 30 to 40 million daily impressions there. Very, very high quality traffic, also at a very reasonable price. So if you're interested in that, it's very performance oriented. Most of, again, the advertisers are doing this. We have some brand, but a lot are really driving to back-end conversions very effectively. That's it. If you want to talk to any of us, find one of these 3 handsome gentlemen in the audience or myself, and we'll answer any of your questions. So thank you, grab some coffee, and that's it.